Hello, and welcome back to Bluepoint 3.42. In today's video, we're going to explore the fascinating concepts of moral relativism and moral absolutism. These two ethical theories offer contrasting perspectives on morality and can help us better understand our beliefs and values. We'll explain the core ideas behind each theory and provide examples to illustrate their differences. Let's dive into this thought-provoking discussion. Moral relativism is the belief that moral principles are not universal and can vary across cultures, societies, and individuals. According to moral relativism, what is considered right or wrong depends on the specific context and the values of the people involved. It is important to note that with moral relativism, there is more discussion of the validity of various moral views or positions, and moralists agree that the first rule of determining validity is that the relativism causes no harm to any one group or segment. Example 1. In some cultures, arranged marriages are a common and accepted practice, while in others, they are seen as a violation of personal freedom and choice. Moral relativists argue that the morality of arranged marriages depends on the cultural context and values. Example 2. Laws and social norms about drug use and alcohol consumption differ significantly around the world. Moral relativists maintain that the moral acceptability of these substances is subjective and depends on the society's beliefs and values. Example 3. Euthanasia, or assisted suicide, is a controversial topic with varying legal and moral stances across different countries and cultures. Moral relativists would argue that the moral acceptability of euthanasia depends on the cultural context, individual beliefs, and specific circumstances involved. Example 4. Attitudes towards gender roles and expectations can differ significantly across cultures and societies. Some cultures may have strictly defined gender roles, while others promote greater gender equality and fluidity. Moral relativists contend that the morality of these differing attitudes is subject to the cultural context and values of the people involved. Moral absolutism, on the other hand, asserts that there are universal moral principles that apply to all people, regardless of culture, society, or individual beliefs. According to moral absolutism, actions are inherently right or wrong, and these moral truths remain constant across time and space. Example 1. The belief that murder is always morally wrong, regardless of cultural or societal context, is an example of moral absolutism. Proponents of moral absolutism argue that taking another person's life is universally wrong, no matter the circumstances or beliefs of the people involved. Example 2. The belief in universal human rights, such as the right to life, liberty, and security, is another example of moral absolutism. Advocates of moral absolutism maintain that these rights should be respected and protected for all people, regardless of their cultural, social, or individual differences. Example 3. The prohibition of torture is an example of moral absolutism. Many proponents of moral absolutism argue that torture is inherently wrong, regardless of the context, the individual's beliefs, or the potential outcomes it may yield. Example 4. The belief that stealing is universally wrong, regardless of the motives or circumstances, is another example of moral absolutism. Advocates of moral absolutism maintain that theft is inherently immoral, even if the person committing the act believes it to be justified or necessary. Moral relativism and moral absolutism present two contrasting views on the nature of morality. While moral relativism asserts that moral principles are subjective and depend on the context, moral absolutism argues that there are universal moral truths that apply to everyone. By understanding these concepts and examining the examples provided, we can gain a deeper insight into our moral beliefs and values, as well as the complex ethical landscape that surrounds us. Thank you for joining us on this intriguing exploration, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content.